Which of the following of these points belong to the graph of the equation y is equal to x to the 3/2 minus x? And probably the simplest way to approach this problem is to just plug in the x values for each of these points and see if you get back their y values. So let's rewrite this. X to the 3/2, remember the denominator and a fractional exponent just deals with the root, and the numerator deals with the power. So we have the square root of x raised to the 3rd power, and then minus x. So let's try one point at a time. Let's first do this minus 1 comma 0. So we'll plug in -1 and see if we get back 0. So let's call this 1. So for 1, plugging in -1 here, we have the square root of -1. Okay, and right away, we can tell that this is not going to give us 0 since this is imaginary. And if you cube an imaginary number, it's still going to be imaginary. So we know that 1 doesn't work. So let's now try the second point. So plugging in 1. So we'll take the square root of 1 and we'll cube it, and then we'll subtract 1, and let's see if we get back 0. So the square root of 1 is 1, and 1 cubed is still 1, so that we have 1 minus 1, and that's 0. So we know that the second point here, this does work. Okay, now let's try this third point here. So putting in 4, we have the square root of 4 cubed minus 4, and we're looking to get the value of 4. So the square root of 4 is 2, and 2 cubed is 8. So we have 8 minus 4, which is 4. So we know that this one works as well. And now let's look at this fourth point here. So putting in 9 into this function, we have the square root of 9 cubed minus 9. And so the square root of 9 is 3, and 3 cubed is 27. And subtracting 9 from that, we get 18. So we know we were looking for 17. So this one isn't right. So the answer to our question is that both 1 comma 0 and 4 comma 4 belong to the graph of this equation.